So I'm finally getting around to reassembling this 6-horse Briggs Model 14 there that I found at the scrapyard last fall. The major thing wrong with it that I could tell was, other than having oil in the gear unit, and was broken intake manifold. So I used my favorite JB weld there, as well as having to fabricate a little piece there for the corner that was missing. And it's had like 5 months to harden up, so she should be good. So anyway, I'm just buttoning up the crankcase here. Had the piston and everything right out of it, and so did some cleaning things and put the piston back in. The rings have it's towards the end of the tolerance on the ring gap. One thing I find funny about Briggs, they only list when it's out of tolerance for how big the ring gap can be, but they don't, to my knowledge, they don't list a minimum ring gap. Personally, I would like to know what the minimum is, because if you buy, say, a set of 10 thou over and then you file fit them, what do you file fit them to? If anybody out there knows what the normal ring gap for a Briggs is, now, I mean, I guess, please let me know. Now, I guess a person could approximate it if you had a new or low use engine and put in a set of stock piston rings and measured the gap. I think I actually tried that, but yeah, I haven't been able to find what the actual minimum ring gap is. The maximum, yes, and the engine will still run over the maximum, but you'll start getting crankcase blow-by and things like that, low power, high oil consumption possibly. Anyway, I'll continue on here. I got to torque these to 165 inch-pounds on this Model 14. The smaller motors are all 100 inch-pounds torque on the connecting rod bolts there, and then I have to bend over the lock tabs. These old engines have the lock tab on them there. Working along on her here. I got the crankcase cover back on, cam and everything inserted in there. So I started working on the I got my intake manifold bolted back on there. Had to pound a big dent out of the valve cover. So anyway, if you want to kill an engine in a hurry, just run it with no air filter. This is all that was left of the air filter. This isn't even an air filter. This is like an internal part to stop the filter from collapsing. But that's all it had in it. And so here's the air filter sits here. And I don't know if you can see down there, but you can see more here. Look at the dirt in that elbow. It's like pushing ½ an inch thick. And that leads directly into the carburetor. You can see the dirt there in front of the choke. Like, why on earth would you run an engine, other than a snowblower in the winter, without an air filter? Like, this is just ridiculous. There's some funny scratches in the cylinder on this, almost like somebody, I don't know, tried to hone it or something, but at least there's no like deep vertical gouges, so it stands a chance of running. But yeah, it's just crazy. I mean, running it with, that's a gravel filter. That's all that'll filter out. Huge chunks of gravel. It won't filter any dirt out of the air, that's for sure. Anyway, we'll continue on with cleaning this mess out. It's bent too. It got bent up when it got tossed in the pile, so that's why part of the things I'm dealing with here is, that's how the intake manifold got broken too, was when it was dropped off at the scrapyard. They must have thrown it or something, or dropped it from a considerable height. But anyway, continuing on here. So I finally got the float type carburetor apart there after some tugging. Looks like that part there is a pretty tight fit inside here. It took a lot of persuasion to get it apart, but I had to clean the inside out there because there was some gunge in it. But I think it'll cooperate and work, hopefully. so I got to do something about a gas tank, because that one was got destroyed at the scrapyard. So anyway, continuing along here. Got a bit of a challenge here on the air filter cover. As you can see, it took a serious hit at the scrapyard there. This big crease in it there. So, gonna see what I can do to work my magic to make it look like it should. It's supposed to be circular. So here I've got the big-ish flywheel off the 6-horse Model 14 Briggs there. I say big because, you know, when you compare it to a 3.5 horse lawnmower engine flywheel, it's significantly bigger and heavier. And it's one of a kind for me. I got some 8-horse flywheels, but they're a little bit different than this. Probably same diameter, but just this is probably lighter, and other than that. Anyway, so to get Herkimer there going, I need an ignition system on it. As you can see, it's all torn off. It's all, the pieces of it are sitting right here, and odds are that the condenser's no good. So due to President Trump's 25% tariffs, actually I wouldn't have to pay his tariffs. I'd have to pay the Canadian equivalent, and Canada has jumped right onto it, and they ding you 25% at the border for virtually anything you buy in the US. So I know, because I had to pay it like 3 weeks ago. Anyway, back to Briggs and Stratton's here. Oh yeah, so the reason I said that was that odds are my condenser would be coming off of eBay in the States and in the US, and I don't feel like paying the 25% duty on it. So anyway, and here's the coil off this engine. It's missing the end on the spark plug wire. That's not the end of the world. I mean, I could solder a piece of copper on there with a hole drilled in it, make it fit the spark plug. But anyway, it's the old point style, as you can tell there. You know, there's a point ignition. So not knowing how good any of this is, I got thinking, well, you know, I've got a pile of 3.5 horse magnetrons, and the little check mark on it means that I tested it on my tester there, and it works. So I got the brilliant idea, well, why not use it on the 7-horse? Now, of course, the diameter, whatever you want to call it, radius, is built for a small flywheel, not a big one. So I just put it up against the flywheel there and traced on it with a Sharpie marker, and did a little bit of grinding. We'll just set her up here to see. Oh, how do you like that? Fits pretty good. Yeah, so I'll now put it on the motor and test it out. Yeah, these bolts in it here, I put them in there so that to hold the what do you call them? It's made of sheet metal, stacked up sheet metal. If I didn't do that, it would vibrate all over the place and probably wreck it. So I just used clamp bolts there, which I have to take out. While I was didn't actually grind it, I used a flap disc, like a sanding disc on a grinder, because I didn't want to take a whole lot off. And the other thing was, so it didn't get very hot, I kept dipping it. We had some snow tonight, dipping it in the snow. Yeah, April 2nd, we're still getting snow. But it's better than the freezing rain we had last weekend. But anyway, yeah, so I'm going to give that a try here and see if it works with this flywheel. Because you never know till you try. Well, I don't know if it shows up on the camera or not, but it is indeed sparking. So that's a good thing. So a little 3.5 horse magneto bolts right on the 7, probably 8 horse, with a little bit of modification there. So that's good. At least I got spark now. Things are shaping up. Now I just need a gas tank. So I think I'll be putting a 8 horse gas tank on it. I was leaning towards a little 3 horse Tecumseh plastic gas tank, but I was afraid some people would kind of freak out about that on such a, you know, rare Briggs engine. Anyway, got spark. That's good.